Hi there. Adding documents to a notebook is one way to build out a course foundation. The dialog box allows you to upload more sources for use in this notebook. If you click on the Add button, that is going to bring open the Add Sources interface if you have already uploaded the files that you want to upload and use these supported file types. You can also add available files from within your Google Drive in the form of Google Docs, as well as Google Slides. So if you have related documents that would add to your analysis, you can add them from this area. If you know of a specific YouTube video, you can add that video here in this area from the link. For example, we can click on the YouTube link, and as long as there is a transcript associated with that YouTube video, you can add it here in this area. And so we're going to paste in this URL, and we're going to click Insert. What you'll notice then is that the video is going to be analyzed and added to our source content for analysis. We can also add in a website link or links. We can add in multiple links here in this area and separate those URLs by space or a new line. So we now have two URLs. We are now going to click Insert. And in this case, both URLs were added to our analysis. For this Notebook-LM notebook, it is possible that you may have text that you want to paste from another application. You can then click on Copy Text. So we're going to click on Copy Text and we're going to paste in our text. Once we do that, we can then click Insert, and Notebook-LM will give our text a title and it will add it to our grouping of sources. We were taught that a good course idea comes from what we know and that our confidence is the proof. That belief kept us building lessons off memory and pride instead of off evidence. A real product line does not start with vibes. It starts with a topic that clears the same bar every time. A single observable go or no-go line has to exist for the course topic, and that line has to be met by consistent signals from direct questions to our own people and independent search demand data. When that line is missing, the work turns into guessing dressed up as planning. When that line is not met, the course becomes a personal project, not a business asset. That is why an end-of-year goal like stacking courses into a real product line stays out of reach when the go or no-go line never gets named and verified. Survey questions expose whether the go or no-go line exists in plain language or only in our head. A course topic cannot be called viable when the survey answers scatter across unrelated problems and unrelated outcomes. A single go or no-go line fails when people name 10 different pains and none of them repeat with the same words. The pattern that holds is repetition, the same problem stated by different people without us translating it for them. The pattern that breaks it is leading questions that force agreement because forced agreement does not count as a consistent signal. Our problem-solving skill shows up right here because symptoms sound loud, but only repeated symptoms point to a stable cause worth building on. A product line at year-end depends on that stable cause being confirmed by direct questions, not assumed. The survey also shows whether the go or no-go line is measurable or soft. A topic cannot clear the line when answers stay at "I want to learn more" with no stated problem they expect solved. The condition that supports the line is specific language like "I need to stop doing X" or "I need to get Y done," because those statements can be checked against what we plan to teach. The condition that exposes failure is when we collect opinions about interesting topics, but never capture what change they are trying to make in their life or work. Consistent signals require the same type of need showing up across responses, not a pile of preferences. We learned that preferences do not hold up under money and time pressure, but problems do. That matters now because a product line needs repeatable demand, and repeatable demand starts with repeatable problem statements. Email subscribers expose another hard truth about the go or no-go line because familiarity can hide confusion. A topic cannot clear the line when subscribers ask for things we already offer because that shows our current scope is not understood as a solution. The condition that supports the line is subscribers naming what feels missing in what we already have, using concrete gaps like no steps, no examples, or no order. The condition that breaks it is when replies turn into compliments or general encouragement, because encouragement is not a signal of demand. Consistent signals require requests that point to the same missing piece across multiple messages, not one loud voice steering the whole build. We know now that closeness can make us skip verification because we assume our people get it. That assumption puts the end-of-year product line at risk because it lets us build additions on top of an offer foundation that was never confirmed. The email list also reveals whether our go or no-go line is based on problems people actually want solved now, not someday. A topic cannot clear the line when subscribers describe long-term dreams with no current constraint attached to them. The condition that supports the line is urgency tied to a real deadline or consequence they already face, because urgency shows up as repeated timing language like this month, before Q4, or I keep losing time on this. The condition that breaks it is when we treat curiosity as commitment and call it validation. Consistent signals require alignment between what they say they need and what they say they are willing to prioritize, even if they never mention price at all. We learned that timing is part of the problem, not extra detail. That matters now because a product line built for year-end needs topics anchored in current constraints, not future fantasies. Independent search demand data exposes whether our go or no-go line holds outside our circle. A topic cannot clear the line when search volume is thin or inconsistent across closely related terms, because that shows weak independent pull. The condition that supports the line is steady search interest around the same core problem words people used in our direct questions. The condition that breaks it is when we chase clever wording that looks good to us, but does not match how people search for help. Consistent signals require overlap between what our people say and what strangers type into search bars without knowing us exist. We know now that independent demand does not care about our credentials or our story, it only reflects recurring needs at scale. That matters now because a product line needs more than one room full of agreement, it needs a market pattern we can observe. Keyword patterns also show whether our go or no-go line is too broad to support multiple courses without confusion. A topic cannot clear the line when one keyword cluster points to beginners and another points to advanced buyers with different expectations, because those are different problems wearing one label. The condition that supports the line is a tight cluster where related searches stay inside one level of difficulty and one type of outcome. The condition that breaks it is scattered intent where some searches ask, what is, while others ask, best tool, and others ask, certification, because those signals do not point to one course promise. Consistent signals require one dominant intent across both direct questions and search demand data, not mixed intent. We try to serve all at once. We learned that mixed intent produces rework later because lessons get rebuilt to satisfy conflicting needs. That matters now because an end-of-year product line depends on stacking clean offers, not untangling messy ones. The real risk shows up when we skip defining the go or no-go line before building anything at all. A topic cannot clear the line when we cannot state what would make us say no, even if we love the idea. The condition that supports the line is a visible threshold like the same problem statement appears repeatedly in direct questions, plus search demand shows steady interest in those same words. The condition that breaks it is when we accept one strong signal and ignore the other, because consistency requires both sources pointing in the same direction. We know now that problem solving in business means ruling things out early, based on evidence, not proving ourselves right late with effort. That matters now because year-end goals do not care how hard we worked, they only reflect whether we built on verified demand. A product line becomes possible when every course topic clears the same go or no-go line before it earns development time. A topic cannot clear the line when direct questions show one set of needs and search demand shows another set of needs with different language and different intent. The condition that supports the line is convergence, where our surveys and subscriber feedback repeat a specific problem and independent search demand confirms people look for help with that exact problem at scale. The condition that breaks it is drift, where we keep adjusting topics mid-build because nothing was confirmed upfront as consistent across both sources. We learned that drift looks like creativity, but functions like leakage, because it burns capacity without producing reusable assets. We know now that this one observable standard decides whether our coursework becomes a real set of products by year-end or stays stuck as unfinished ideas with pretty names. That truth holds whether we like it or not, because consistent signals are either there in both places or they are not. When the go or no-go line has to be observable, the inputs have to sit in one place where they can be checked side by side. If a notebook holds survey responses as pasted text, email replies as docs, and search demand notes as links, The same problem words can be scanned across sources without guessing. In cases where the language repeats in direct questions and shows up again in independent search terms, the topic can be marked as cleared and ready to stack into a product line. This is how we hold the line. There you have it, and I will see you in another video.